You want to know what's fun about being me? It's knowing that I do what I do better than anybody else in the business. And that is no lie, no bullshit, no patting myself on the back. Yo, I know my lab skills is the greatest in existence. I know this. I'm like, check my stats. But seriously, I'm gonna say something loud though before we get into the business at hand. I love what I do. I'm like, I don't remember the last time I've had that much fun doing research and speculating and trying to figure out how Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite ticks as I did Saturday night after that trailer dropped. And just watching it over and over again. I don't remember the last time I have felt the fervor of wanting to be proud of being in the lab, in my lab coat, trying to get to this business. All the research that went into that video, all the 5 minutes of Marvel Superheroes that I played, because I played some of that, and I probably want to play some more Marvel Superheroes for shits and giggles, but negates. However, Sunday night, the extended game trailer came on ESPN during the Capcom show. Shout out to Knuckle Dude and Mika. Congratulations. They're nerfing Mika to hell now. And shit happens. Anyway, I was working with that first initial breakdown with no information 30 minutes after the trailer became official, and just a whole bunch of hype and speculation and research. It had been a couple of days, but I haven't looked at anything else about this game since Sunday morning when all the information found out that we're going to go through now. I haven't heard a thing about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite since then. So I am working straight on information that should have been made into a video Sunday. But it's some day of the week. What day of the week it is? I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. Not that it matters. But enough posturing, enough talking. We are going to go through the extended gameplay trailer this time, because that's what we do. So check the description below for the trailer so you can follow along, because there's some information that you might want to know about and be aware of. So let's get to work. May contain content inappropriate for children. Everything I do is inappropriate for every human being, any being of existence. Ooh, Mega Man X and Ryu. Ooh, Carol Danvers and Tony Stark. Let's fight again. 1, 2, stop! Here's what we've learned since then. This is the game's mechanic. This quick switching mechanic. We learned that there are no assists in this game. So we really throwing it back to what? Let me see. X-Men versus Street Fighter? I want to say X-Men versus Street Fighter didn't have assists. Actually, because it's been so long since I played some X-Men versus Street Fighter, I don't think X-Men versus Street Fighter had an assist. I think the first game that had an assist was Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, I think. I don't think it had assists. I think X-Men versus Street Fighter didn't have assists, but Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. Let me see. Yeah, it was Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. So this is going back to the first versus game of X-Men versus Street Fighter with no assist, with this quick switch mechanic. So also what I've learned since then, all the stones that people are aware of are on the table as well. So, while it was a nice theory that the game would be somehow unified around a single stone with having to do with this quick switch mechanic, is that this is just how the game works. And I'll unpause the trailer for a second, because this is something that needs to be highlighted. Okay, Ryu the combo. Stop again. After X does his combo, tags in Ryu, it's like if you look, you see X back there holding his fist like, yeah, get him, Ryu, get him, my dude. And then he just run right back in. So I wonder, how does the quick switch mechanic work? Will it be this when it's over? the question that I have is, how in the hell do you regulate a system like this? Because the only thing I can think of, and I just randomly thought of this, is you could try to regulate it like best KOF game ever in the King of Fighters 11, because the King of Fighters 11 had a system where special tags and quick shifts were regulated by, what is the name of that system? Skill stocks. There we go. They were regulated by, you had 2 skill stocks. So what you could do is that you could do special tags and things like that, but they were regulated by a separate meter. I have no idea how the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite actually wants to go. However, from a balancing and gameplay standpoint, you have to have some way to regulate this. Whether you regulate it by using skill stocks like you would in KOF, like KOF 11 does, if you do it kind of like how Skullgirls does Infinite Prevention or whatever, is that you have to regulate this quick switch mechanic somehow. Because as we'll see throughout the trailer, and as you've already seen, and if you watch the trailer a billion times like I have, how many quick switches happen and when and where? My question is, from a serious balancing gameplay standpoint, is how do you regulate something like this? Because if you let it go as dumb as it looks in the trailer now, the game's going to be a jumble of a mess. Is that you do have to wonder, and the other thing is that I wonder what they mean by no assists. I wonder, is it just like straight X-Men versus Street Fighter, where it's 2 people fighting out and you have this quick switch mechanic, which, because the thing is that the quick switch mechanic actually, in its own way, does away with assists, because if you can quick switch to your teammate like that, then that just negates the whole thing of having assists. One of the things that I honestly initially thought about, like before the trailer came out, about things that would be kind of cool, is that if you could regulate it kind of like how Skullgirls is with its ratio system, or the originator of the ratio system in Capcom vs. SNK 1, is, would it be like if you had 3 characters but you lose the switch mechanic but you get assists, or if it's 3-on-2 or something like that, or you can do something else like that, but the game isn't going to do that. But if this is a reboot of the series, that's something they should explore in the future. They're trying to find a way to bring 3-on-3 back. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying that what Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is doing is wrong, but if you gonna step up and evolve, that is the way I would love to see the game evolve. By having like a ratio system that says, well, if you select 3 characters, these are the things you get, and you balance it against 2, but then you get weird shit, kind of like how the first version of Tekken Tag Unlimited was, and how busted Rage was in that game. So I don't know if Marvel vs. Capcom will ever get to something like that, but it would be cool to see. And I have talked enough or more about this and my thoughts and things. Can we unpause this trailer now? Thank you ever so much. 1, 2, 3. Stop. We are going to come back to this supercharged shot from X in a minute, because I have a question about this and how this relates into something else. So I just wanted to just pause it right here and just let you know that we are coming back to this in a second. Okay? How about that? Thank you ever so much. You may continue, please. This combo is 6. Repulsor Ray. Nice move, Carol, sit him, tag, How about inhibitor? I'm an Avenger. Ooh! And actually, not stop. Stop. One of X's supers is that he can turn into the first armor, or the light armor, depending on what state you live in, or what day of the week, or what time it is that, here's my question. Going back to that hyper combo that we saw, I wonder, when you do the supercharged shot, does that move turn into the Spiral Crush Buster? And if anybody that doesn't know what the Spiral Crush Buster is that in Mega Man, in the original Mega Man X, is that the power up for the arm cannon was a charge cannon that let you charge up to level 4, and the special Buster shot you got was called the Spiral Crush Buster. It was this double helix of purple energy, and it did insane damage to things because of the way the hitbox work and how invisibility frames work. But that's something I should have talked about when I played Marvel. When I played what game is that? When I played Mega Man X years ago. You can check that out on the channel. We might have to get back to that one day, man, once I get my shit together. But I do wonder, how does it work? Because this is not the first time in the series history where we have seen install hypers that change how things. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had Devil Trigger for both Dante and Virgil. You had install supers like that. Hell, Akuma even has one in Street Fighter 5 now, which allows him to use the Shungoku Satsu, and also for some reason, just on a completely off topic, it's kind of weird that off that parry he got, he could do a launcher because he been in like Tekken forever now, which I thought was really insane. But still, I do wonder about this hyper. I do wonder, like, what else did this grant X? It's like, because again, when you think about install hypers, and we talked about Dante and Virgil, about how they had like extra special moves and double dashes and triple jumps and all crazy shit, I wonder what it is this dude can do. I wonder, can he, because it's like one thing that I do wonder is that, just on some fun shit, I wonder, can he jump up and hit people with their head? Because, that's one of the powers you had in Mega Man X, that you can break bricks above you, because Super Mario swing your... No. I do wonder what this install hyper does for X. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because I can sit up here and think of the insane combo possibilities of actually doing a quick switch and comboing into an install hyper and then doing shit. I'm pause this really quickly. That is a level 3 charge buster in most cases, because I am trying to think, is that because in Maverick Hunter X, is that because, well, spoiler alert for anybody that's not finna go watch my Mega Man X playthrough, which was the second playthrough I ever did, technically, is in Maverick Hunter X, you had 2 different versions of the arm parts. You either found the arm parts during the stage of the game, or if you made it to Sigma level 3, you would get them from 0. Whereas in the original Mega Man X, if you made it all the way there, you would get it right in Sigma stage 1. And I always thought that was like a weird, odd caveat to how that works, because you have to play your way through the majority of the game to get a super buster that you're only going to use for the stage after it. I'm just like, maybe that wasn't NA Full Naissan's best day of the week. I don't know, but this is pretty much a level 3, because there's level 1, level 2, level 3, and the Spiral Crush Buster is level 4. So it seems like that the game does treat it like an EX Fireball, but I do wonder, because the one thing that I didn't notice is that we talked about in the other video that his launcher is a Shoryuken, which is a throwback to Mega Man X2. So is that I do wonder, is it like past Mega Man characters? Is he like Zero, where you can charge up using any one of the buttons and then release it? Or is it different? It's like, you wonder if, does he have, because one thing that I didn't notice, or the trailer didn't show, which we don't know at this point, is this high punch like Cyclops? Because if you don't know, Cyclops for high punch in most versus games, it's him shooting a ruby quartz beam, just a little beam that just go across. Hell, you got Cable busting them guns with high punch. So it's going to be interesting to really see how X is as a character, and you do wonder, who else from the Mega Man series is coming. But I will let X hit Mr. Stark with this level 3 charge shot. You may continue, please. Okay. Pause. I have no idea if this Ryu combo is a natural combo, but we're going to get more into the combo leniency in the first trailer of an extended trailer of a video game, because I know for a fact that in games that combo that Ryu did in various variations and forms and such works. I know for sure that it works. I know it works in Virtues of Marvel 3. It definitely worked in TVC, because that's a combo that is actually done by rolling his 247 on his brother A-Lo Brown, aka the A Factor, in one of our old classic Tatsunoko vs. Capcom videos. So if you want to go find that somewhere for proof of concept that this is a combo that actually works. But we will get more into combo composition in a minute. So please, uppercut Tony Stark, please, Ryu. Show can. Go, Carol. It's your birthday. Stop. I will admit, I fucked this up. Because I wasn't, because like when I initially took a look at the original version of this trailer, is that I thought that this was a D8, that I thought it was a variable hyper combo, but it wasn't. It's actually a DHC. Is that the dead giveaway should have been an angled proton cannon. Now, here's the thing that I thought about but did not say. I do because the game doesn't have assists. Is that what will the metagame be because of if the game has variable hyper combos? Because since Marvel 2 is that depending on the assist you code, it gave you a certain hyper you would do as part of a variable hyper combo. So it does wonder is that if variable hyper combos are in the game, is that something that is selectable by character at the character select screen? Something to think about. But at the same time, with the game's quick switch mechanic, why would you have variable hyper combos? But at the same time, I see no way or reason to do away with them. But what? The first what? Because variable hyper combos have been a thing since the beginning of forever. They were in X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and they have been a legacy move for this whole series. So I see no reason why to do away with it, because there may be situations where a delayed hyper combo is better in a situation than a variable hyper combo. So it'll be interesting to see is that if VACs actually make it in the game. So but look at all this beam though. All this beam here. Just beam, 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 beam. All beams. We got them beams. You may continue your onslaught, please. The dream is dead. Has been. Continue. Stop. This is what people watch ESPN for on Sunday. Morgan Ainsley and Captain America. That makes sense. Not in the third strike. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I thought they was really finna actually like drop some hammers. I thought one of these characters was gonna be Black Panther, because you know he gonna be in the game because of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and things like that. It's just that because it's like with the way the MCU is now is that they'll find a way to get Black Panther in here somehow. He will be a part of this cast, because I thought it was going to be Black Panther and somebody else. It's that the thing that I wish for, and I know we gonna have plenty of these Triple the Guy Speaks on where we talk about new characters and things that I want to see. I want to see this game get as reckless as TVC did. Nobody saw Saki. Nobody saw that happen. I need more Saki picks. I need that, because I'm like, I really think a reboot of the series gives me the thing that I've always wanted, and that's to see Cyber Blue in a fighting game. Hell, if you search on the damn internet, I'd have fucking made them a damn move list if you want to take a look at it. Because I have played a whole bunch of Battle Circuit, and guess what? You should play some fucking Battle Circuit too. Make sure to bring 3 friends, because it's fun once you figure out how playing with 4 players goes into how that game works at a meta game level. Because yes, even beat 'em ups have a meta, just so you know. So yeah, there's a succubus. There's the dude who was stuck in ice for like 50 billion years. You may continue now. Look at this combo though. See, stop. Because you can quick switch off any. I'm like, cause see, here the thing is that I talked about this in the initial video, but I just want to bring it up again. Is that one of my questions? Is that a thing? Is that we talked about it earlier in this video too, when we talked about the skill stocks of KOF 11 and how you would regulate this? Is that it wouldn't surprise me if this was regulated how Tekken Tag is, where most normals are able to be tag canceled, and a special maybe, or a designated special may be able to be tag canceled. And I think that's probably the proper way to try to line all that up, because again, is that if you sitting up here tag switching off every single thing in the fucking book, that's gonna be nuts as hell. So I really honestly think, like I said, is that the way to regulate it, at least that's how it looks to me right this second, is that let most normals be tag cancelable. Pick a move or two out of a move list and let that be tag cancelable, and just let that be that. But I don't honestly think that as we see this game right now will not be the game that we get by the end of next year. I don't think so. I don't really think that this is going to be that nuts, because once they start bringing it out and start letting people play it, you know, the monster's going to be at work. You know what I'm saying? The monster's going to be at work. They're going to be at all these events trying to break this game 10 ways from fucking Sunday. And you're going to have to find some balance on it, because look, let's just take a second and let's honestly consider this. Go watch the E3 footage from 2015 of Street Fighter V. And look at what Street Fighter V Season 2 is going to be. You are looking at 3 different video games. You are looking at the game in pre-release. You are looking at Season 1, and you are looking at Season 2, where, like I said again, Po Mika, that ass fat though. You know I was going to say that, but they trying to regulate that thing. So shout out to Combo Fiend, man. Do your thing, homie. Applause or whatever, you know, battle directors and stuff. Let's get back to this combo, please. Stop. See, this is what I like to see. I am glad to know that you can DAC from a level 1 to a level 3. So that now makes me question, can you go level 1, level 3 like you've been able to do since TDC? Well, actually, you've been able to do that since Marvel 2, because you could DAC into a level 3 for characters that had them. The only character that I could think of in Marvel 2 that actually had a level 3 that you would combo into for shits and giggles would be Hayato's, but then by the time you get to like DAC into a level 3, it does shit damage, so why would you do it? And why wouldn't you do a free level 3 out of Plasma Field? But we're talking about Hayato Kamikaze, and how I should probably play some Marvel 2, because Hayato's my nigga. Hold this L. Yeah, we're going to go with that. We are going to go with that. We're going to go with Hayato Kamikaze as my nigga, and that it's a shame that he don't get no love for real, but he was one of my favorite characters to learn in Marvel 2. It's like story time for a minute, because when I was trying to learn Hayato, I had a team of, I think, Hayato, Miss Tron, and probably Cable, because Cable is an anchor on every team. It's like, I think that team at some point may have included Jill, though. Because there are a lot of teams, like, as I work my way up finally to Cable, Jugs, and Rogue, which then turned into a Max team at some point, that I had a lot of teams that I went through, and a lot of them featured Jill in there. A lot of them. I'm a member of Stars. So, yeah. You know what? What team was that? That was what? Sakura, Morgan, and Tron Bond, because you would do Sakura's quarter circle forward, 2-punch super. Then you would do the lunch rush, and then while the lunch rush is happening, you would combo into Darkness Illusion. Like, I actually made a team about doing delay hyper combos because I'm an idiot. That is what I do. That's what I did 15 years ago. So forgive me. Alright. Let's get back to this Darkest Illusion, which is surprising that it's been nerfed a little bit, because she don't do the drills into, like, wait. Rewind that for a second. Because this Darkness Illusion, hold up, mouse, work, damn it, work, mouse, shit. Okay, no, that's still the, okay, let's just, thank you, go back to the combo, for freedoms, it's for freedom, okay, it is a ground Darkness Illusion. So I was wondering, it's like, I was sitting for looking at this, like, thinking about it, like, why the hell did she do the cross through and then the drill, and where the hell's Lilith? Where Lilith at? Where is Lilith for this Darkness Illusion, son? Where is Lilith? I want to know. Where is Lilith at? You know what I'm saying? And they gave Morgan a breath reduction, but that's another conversation. Anywho, I remember when Viper had huge tits, and then, Capcom toned that down, but we don't talk about that as much as we do the Mika Ass thing, but here's the Darkness Illusion, please. I just stopped the trailer again because I'm going to say this. I don't think she's going to have Astral Vision. I don't think, not even Christopher Genius aside, I don't think this is a game where you would have Astral Vision. I don't think this is a game like that. But I also don't think they going to fuck around and, like, give her the Valkyrie turn, though. This game needs the fucking Soul Eraser. This is a game that needs the Soul Eraser. That you can take it. I'm like, my thing is that even in Savior, I was never a fan of the finishing shower. Never was a fan. And I'm like, it's like in Savior, the startup when she was like, I don't even think she's invisible during the finishing shower. I don't even think she's invisible. I'm like, she got some other moves that the game might probably use. I'm trying to think what the name of that move is, where she throw you against the wall, and then it's like, I think it's like called like the, actually, I don't care. This is my video. We gonna take as long as the hell I want to. You can kiss my ass. I don't give a fuck. It's fuck y'all. Y'all gonna suffer through this shit, cause I'm gonna figure out what the fuck the name of this move is. Okay. Savior. Okay, let's see if we can find something. Okay, thank you. Shout out to Mizumi, man, doing this thing forever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love this damn wiki. It's nice and available, and I'm glad they finally figured out, you know what I'm saying, because it wasn't working, like, for years, for real, but, it is what it is. Let's find, okay. The Cryptic Needle. That's the name of the move that I'm thinking about. The Cryptic Needle. Is that the Cryptic Needle is like this command grab where she grab you with her wing and then bounce you off the wall. I'm like, I'm like, cause, yeah, in Marvel 3 and in Tatsunoko, she had the Vector Drain. But I'm like, this will probably be a game where you give her the Cryptic Needle because of the quick switch mechanic. Is like, give her a hyper that is a fucking technical command grab. What the hell? But like I said, the finishing shower, it's alright, but it's like the startup is shit and she has no invisibility, so unless you doing it meaty from a distance on Wake Up, the move ain't that good. spoilers for whenever I get to, you know, actually talking about Vampire Savior, which is something I should have done 3 fucking years ago. Back to the trailer for realsies this time. Stop again. Here's where I really fucked up. See, this is what happens when you have all the facts and versus having none at all. Is that the one other thing that we learned on Sunday was, actually I need to bring the trailer back up for that because I had to bring up my notes, is, you see this purple field? Right now the mechanic is being called Infinite Stone, and it is a replacement for X Factor. So as of now, from my understanding based on the information that I read on Sunday, is that you can activate gems as normal. You can activate gems as normal and they will have a use. And then in Infinite Stone, that use will either be magnified or completely altered. So as you see in the video, and I'll let the combo run, is that during what I am assuming and what probably is Infinite Stone, which they probably need to find a better name for the fucking mechanic, is Ryu does that combo and then activates the Power Stone, which gives them a free wall bounce. I don't think all the stones are going to work that way, because we're going to take a look at Miss Carol Danvers and the Time Stone in a second. But no, yeah, I'm negating all that. There is something that we do need to talk about really quickly. This combo launches are OTGs in this game. Not that they haven't been in the past, but a lot of games you usually needed another normal to get them off the ground so that you could then launch them. Like, there are combos in Marvel 3, because the only person that comes to mind right now is Dante, because he can do gun straight down and then go into launcher, but I think that may have been Dante the character. But there are some characters who need at least to do a light or a medium to go into a launcher first. But Ryu just does it straight from the ground. And he also did a light kick, which then comboed into a donkey kick, and then that second one once he got the full wall carry. So that does again also make me wonder: is that the combo system? Is that Ryu the character? Is that the Power Stone activation? Is that something special with Infinite Stone? I don't know. But Ryu, Shinku Hadouken, please. Hadouken! Yes, I paused it 3 times. I want to hear you say everything, Miss Danvers. The Time Stone. Let's just let this combo play out real quick, because there is something historical that you might want to take away from all this. She very fast. Everything I got. Fight power! And that's the trailer. There was nothing really to say, because it's like the extended gameplay trailer, the combo was exactly the same for Carl, so there's nothing to say. But here is the thing that you should historically take away from this. Infinite Stone isn't like X Factor as you think it is. Infinite Stone is actually a throwback to another mechanic from Marvel vs. Capcom 1 called the Variable Cross. If you don't know what the Variable Cross is, what it did was that if you had more than 2 meters and you press quarter circle back and high punch or high kick, your homie would jump out and you would have infinite super meter for the duration of Variable Cross. And the more meter you had, the more time you had on the clock. And in most cases, because in high level play of Marvel 1, a very time level 2 Variable Cross was better than a variable hyper combo in most instances, given your team, because more than one Ouroboros. That's why Strider's so amazing in that game, because it's that in situations like that where you get him in Variable Cross, You can. It's like if you have a level 3, you can probably get off more than one Ouroboros, and then combine that with like dumb shit with like War Machine, well, Gold War Machine, or dumb ignorant shit like that. It's amazing. You want to see some fun shit? Play the PS1 version of Marvel vs. Capcom 1, which expands variable cross in a weird way, which that it gives you infinite uses of your assist character if you choose special assist instead of have a character jump out during variable cross. That shit is amazing. Man, I want to play some Marvel 1, dog. I want to play some Marvel 1 because I was thinking about this earlier, and it's like, since I got y'all on the mic, I want to see, because I'm finna see if that is a thing in the Dreamcast version. Because I don't know if it is, okay, it is only in the PlayStation version. Yeah, it's only in the PlayStation version. So I kind of wish that wasn't a Dreamcast version, but it is a reason to play the PS1 version, if nothing but to use the magnetic shockwave once, even though the move ain't that damn good anyhow. But I went dumb on this one, dog. This is so how excited I am for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm like, this video should have been out Monday, and it wasn't, but I'm a busy man, so we get in there how we fit in, though. I'm hearing there are information and things about who's working on the game and shit like that. You know, from what I hear from my little birds in the street, what I hear is that they getting a throwback team together. People that worked on the original Children of the Atom and X-Men vs. Street Fighter and shit like that. Like, I'm surprised that Capcom was able to find any damn body. Is that, from my understanding, from what people say, Capcom is taking this look at the Versus series very, very seriously as something very important. So much so that they not farming it out to aiding, but aiding, they too busy making my Kamen Rider game, so I'm alright with that. I ain't heard anything about, I haven't heard a thing about what the next Backround War is gonna be. Actually, while I got y'all in the motherfucking headlock, let me find out when Rider Revolution come out. Cause I'm trying to think. I think it come out the end of the month, I wanna say. Or actually, Rider Revolution's been out for a couple of days now. Because I've been so busy doing the things that I do. Is that, let me see when this game came the hell out, because I want to know, because I didn't get a chance to buy it yet because my money got hemmed up and something else, so I couldn't get the game like I wanted to. Well, the game been out for the game came out the beginning of this month. The game came out last week. You know what? Now I get it. I was getting this confused with Sega, with the Sega Fukoku Archive 3, which comes out the 22nd. That's what I was confusing this game with, because it's like, I'm sitting up here like, I thought this game did come out to the end of the month, and I'm thinking about 3D Fukoku Archives. You should play that, because it had one of my favorite Sega games ever in Alien Syndrome, so, you know what I'm saying, with all the other stuff it includes, but it was kind of fucked up about how they gonna re-release Power Drift with all these new characters that ain't included in the second version. So I got this cartridge for no damn reason, but it is what it is with that. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining me, for taking a look at the extended gameplay of this trailer. Like I said, man, this is gonna be a fun ride, dude. It's like, one of the things I love most in this world is my laptop, because I am the best at what I do. These are facts. Y'all know this. I'm the best at what I do. I am the best at what I do. Check my stats, nigga. Check my stats. Man, see, that's how you know you're having fun. You can laugh at yourself. But I like to thank you for sticking around for 40 minutes because I wasn't expecting this to be this long. I wasn't, well, the trailer was longer. So if I went like 16 minutes and then I done went double that because I had to re-explain a lot of stuff, get into a lot more speculation, but this gonna be a long wait though. This gonna be a long wait, but it's gonna be a fun wait. You know what I'm saying? So when new trailers come out, man, we gonna talk about characters. We gonna have some fun. We gonna switch it up. We gonna do something differently. So you know, expect more videos about talking about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and stuff like that. Maybe I will get Cyber Blue after all. That's all we can hope for. It's like Streets up here, like where that nigga Gene at. I'm like, where my boy Brian Bruno at? See, that's the Streets right here. You know what I'm saying? Where my boy Brian Bruno at? You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy. But it would be nice to see my boy Young Gene. And internet, stop asking for Seed. That's not a character Marvel owns. But you should fucking play Chaos Legion, even though that game is hard as fucking balls for no reason. Yeah, Chaos Legion. Decent game, hard as fuck for zero reason, because you got to do a whole bunch of leveling before you can even fight people on level fucking 2. And there you have it. I'm finna go ahead, I'm finna get up out of here. I gotta turn this into a video, and we've got to talk about XA. We've got Ruby this weekend, whatever else coming out. Me and Jay gonna be fucking with you next week, because everything going on a hiatus and break, so we got you on one of them. That's gonna be a quickie. And whatever else we got popping off. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you for joining me for another episode of Triple the Guy Speaks On. I am, of course, the one and the only, the Triple the G.O.D. And again, I would like to thank you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On, this Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite extended gameplay trailer. And with that, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.